Picture this: a crowded Houston nightclub, the music blasting, the lights flashing, thump, and the room buzzing with energy when suddenly all eyes turn to the center of the floor. Why? Because word spreads like wildfire that Lil Baby just walked in, and within seconds, whispers start flying. He's not here just to party. He's here for Slim Thug. Yes, you heard that right. Fans claim Lil Baby pulled up to confront Slim Thug face-to-face over some shocking allegations that no one saw coming. The word on the street: Slim Thug's been wrapped up in messy sugar daddy rumors, and apparently Lil Baby isn't having it. People close to the situation say Baby felt disrespected, like the whispers weren't just about Slim, but about his own circle, his own name, his own reputation. Now imagine the tension to rap heavyweights, both known for their pride and their dominance, standing just feet apart while the entire room holds its breath. Phones come out, fans press record, and suddenly it feels less like a party and more like a showdown. Did Lil Baby really call Slim Thug out on his alleged lifestyle? Did Slim clap back? Or did things go way further than anyone could have expected? Fans are already shocked. But trust me, this is just the beginning. The club was supposed to be just another glamorous night, filled with champagne glasses clinking, bass-heavy music vibrating through the walls, and fans desperate to catch even a glimpse of their favorite rappers. But when Lil Baby entered, the atmosphere shifted. It was as if someone had poured gasoline on a flickering fire. People leaned in, whispers darting across the room like sparks, because everyone could feel something was about to happen. Slim Thug was already there, posted up near the VIP section, calm and collected, his chain glistening under the neon lights. He didn't look like a man preparing for confrontation, but Lil Baby's expression told a different story. His jaw was tight, his eyes locked. And you could tell he wasn't here to exchange pleasantries, a fan who claimed to be just a few feet away described the scene later on social media. The tension was so thick you could feel it in your chest. Baby walked in like he had a mission, like he wasn't going to leave until he said what he had to say. Slim didn't even flinch at first, but you could see he knew something was up. Rumors had been swirling online for weeks. People had been posting screenshots, vague tweets, and cryptic comments about Slim Thug allegedly funding younger women's lifestyles, showering them with gifts, and flaunting the kind of sugar daddy energy that fans weren't used to associating with him. But the whispers didn't stop there. Some claimed that these connections had tangled into Lil Baby's circle, creating tension behind closed doors. It wasn't just about gossip anymore. It was about reputation, loyalty, and respect. When Lil Baby finally made his way through the crowd, he didn't even acknowledge the fans reaching out for a handshake or a selfie. He moved with purpose, each step heavier than the last, until he was standing face to face with Slim Thug. The music seemed to fade, though it was still blaring from the speakers, because everyone around them fell silent. "Yo, we need to talk," Lil Baby muttered, his voice low but sharp, enough to cut through the noise. Slim Thug raised an eyebrow, leaning back casually against the velvet couch in VIP, like he wasn't about to be cornered in front of half the city. "Talk about what?" "Man, you know I don't play these games," he replied, cool and unbothered, but his tone carried an edge, like he was daring Lil Baby to make his point. The crowd inched closer. Some fans even pushed record on their phones, trying to capture every second of what looked like a brewing showdown. One girl whispered to her friend, "Oh my God, is this really happening right now? This is like reality TV, but in real life." Baby leaned in, his voice louder this time. "Don't play dumb. Do you know what's been said about you? You know how it looks. And don't think it don't affect me too. People out here talking reckless like we're all part of the same mess." "Slim," Thug let out a short laugh, shaking his head. "Man, that's internet talk. You're really gonna step to me over rumors? Over some fan pages and fake DMs? Come on, baby, you're better than that." But Lil Baby wasn't letting it slide. His pride, his image, everything he had built was on the Line, nah. See, it's not just rumors when it keeps coming back to me. I got people hitting my line, asking me why my name's tied up in this sugar daddy nonsense. You think I can just ignore that? Nah, you too loud with it. It's too careless. Back and forth was already sparking heat, but then someone in Slim Thug's crew decided to chime in. And that's when the room really started to boil. Man, baby, just mad 'cause he ain't the only one dropping bags out here. The guy laughed, clearly trying to stir the pot. The crowd gasped. Some covering their mouths, others whispering, because the jab cut deep. Lil Baby's face hardened instantly, his eyes narrowing as he shot back. Say that again? Go ahead. I dare you. Slim Thug held out a hand, signaling his crew to chill. But it was too late. The seed had been planted and the energy was no longer just tense, it was volatile. Fans were pulling out their phones, knowing they were witnessing a moment that was about to explode all over social media. But then, in a twist no one expected, Slim Thug stood up slowly, towering over Lil Baby. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't threatening, he was calm, almost eerily so. Look, man, he said, his voice steady. You worried about your name, your rep? I get it, but don't come at me like I'm dragging you into something you ain't. Part of I handle my business my way, you handle yours. If people want to talk, let 'em talk. That ain't on me. For a second, it seemed like Slim Thug's words might diffuse the situation. But then a girl from the corner shouted something that threw gasoline on the fire. But what about Keisha? What about the receipts she posted? The crowd erupted with murmurs, and Lil Baby froze. Slim Thug's face twitched, just slightly, betraying the calm mask he had been wearing. Keisha was a name that had been floating around the gossip blogs for weeks. A young model who had been flaunting designer bags, luxury trips, and cryptic captions about a big boss funding her lifestyle. Fans had speculated Slim Thug was the one behind it, but now, to hear it shouted out in the middle of the confrontation was a whole new level of drama. Double quotes, man. Don't bring that up in here, Slim Thug snapped, its calm demeanor cracking just enough for people to notice. Lil Baby pounced on it. So it's true then? You really out here wildin' like that? No wonder my name keeps getting dragged, man. You sloppy with it? And now people think I co-sign that kind of mess. Slim Thug's jaw tightened. Watch yourself, baby. I don't. Act like you don't got skeletons too. You want to go there? You sure? The room collectively gasped. The idea that Slim Thug might have dirt on Lil Baby was enough to send fans spiraling. Twitter was already buzzing with posts from people who claimed they were there, painting the scene as one of the most shocking public confrontations the rap world had seen in months. One fan later tweeted, "It was like watching two kings fight over a throne, except the throne was their reputation." Everybody was shook. Nobody knew who was going to back down first, but neither man looked ready to step back. Lil Baby's pride had been tested. Slim Thug's secrets were being dragged into the light. And the crowd was feeding off the drama like fuel dot. And just when it seemed like someone was going to throw the first punch, security rushed in, forming a wall between the two rappers. Fans booed, some shouted for them to let them fight, but the guards weren't taking any chances. They knew what was at stake if things got physical still. Even with security holding them apart, the verbal jabs didn't stop. Lil Baby shouted, over the shoulders of two massive guards, "This ain't over. You don't get to drag my name and think I'ma stay quiet?" Slim Thug barked back, his voice rising for the first time that night. "Man, your name only in it 'cause you want it to be stay out my business before you regret it." The tension was unbearable, fans on the edge of their seats, recording every second, when suddenly, a phone notification started circulating through the crowd screenshots. Fresh ones, allegedly posted by Keisha herself while the confrontation was happening, and the captions. They hinted at secrets even uglier than anyone in that room could have imagined. The buzz in the room shifted in an instant. It was one thing to hear accusations whispered, but another to see new receipts surface. right in the middle of the chaos. Fans started gasping, phones lit up like fireflies, and the glow of screens filled the club as people scrambled to see what Keisha had just posted. The posts were messy screenshots of alleged text messages, blurred out Cash App receipts, and photos of gifts that looked suspiciously like the ones Slim Thug had been flaunting on his own page just days earlier. But it wasn't just the evidence that had people gagging, it was the captions. Funny. How he want to act like a boss but still scared of the truth coming out. One post read. Another even more explosive caption said, "Y'all fave sugar. King ain't just spoiling me. He's out here making promises he can't keep. Ask his so-called friends why they so mad." The crowd lost it. Fans were shouting, some laughing, some recording their own reaction videos. Lil Baby, who had already been on edge, stared hard at Slim Thug, his voice dripping with disbelief. "So you mean to tell me she clowning you online while we standing right here? And I'm supposed to just let my name get dragged in that too? Slim?" Thug clenched his fists, his calm mask shattered completely. "Man, don't act like you believe everything you see on a screen. That girl just thirsty for clout. She don't know when to shut up." But Baby wasn't buying it. He stepped forward, his voice booming enough to cut through the security guards still holding them apart. "Nah, this ain't just clout. This got my name tied in knots. People hitting me like I'm mixed up in this circus. I don't play that. I built too much to have some scandal tearing me down." Someone in the crowd yelled, "Baby don't want to be exposed like him." And laughter rippled through the room, only fueling the tension. Slim Thug snapped his head toward the voice, his eyes wild with fury. "Keep laughing," he growled, "but y'all don't know the half of it." The cryptic tone made everyone lean in. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Keisha anymore. Slim Thug had hinted that he had dirt of his own to spill. Lil Baby narrowed his eyes. "You threatening me now? You think you can try to drag me down because you are already drowning?" Slim Thug shot back, his voice low and dangerous. "I'm just saying, you better be real careful how loud you get. Because once I start talking, there's no putting it back in the box." Fans were stunned. The idea that Slim Thug might expose Lil Baby with his own set of receipts sent shockwaves through the club. The confrontation had turned into a high-stakes game of who would fold first, and neither man seemed ready to back down. But then, as if on cue, another notification buzzed across multiple phones. Keisha had gone live on Instagram. Chaos erupted. People rushed to tune in, shouting updates for those who couldn't get in fast enough. "She's live. She's talking about both of them." A fan screamed "dot" on the live. Keisha sat in what looked like a luxury hotel room, smirking at the camera. "Oh, so now they want to act tough in the club?" she sneered. "Don't let these rappers fool you. They both play the same game. One just hides it better than the other." The crowd gasped, collectively. The implication was brutal. She wasn't just calling out Slim Thug anymore. She was dragging Lil Baby into the storm directly. "What game's she talking about?" someone whispered. "Don't tell me Baby out here doing the same sugar daddy stuff." On the low, another speculated, clutching her chest, Lil Baby's face twisted with rage. "Nah, she not about to say my name in her mess. She clout chasing. Everybody know that." Slim Thug, seizing the moment, smirked, despite the tension. "See? Told you. You so busy pointing fingers at me, you forgot she out here coming for you. 2, maybe you should ask yourself why she'd feel bold enough to do that." The crowd like it was a rap battle. Emotions were running high, and fans were eating it up like the latest episode of a messy reality show. Then Keisha dropped the bomb. On her live, she claimed that a certain ATL rapper had been sending her money to Atali, even while he was publicly flexing about loyalty and independence. She didn't drop a name, but fans didn't need one. They immediately connected the people. Dotson started tagging Lil Baby in the comments. The club went into meltdown. People shoved their phones into each other's faces, screaming, "Look, she talking about him?" "You talking about Baby?" Lil Baby snapped. His voice cracked with anger as he shouted across the room, "She lying. I don't move like that. You really believe her over me? Over everything I built?" Slim Thug smirked, leaning in close enough for his words to sting. "It's funny how you so mad for something that's supposed to be a lie." The jab cut deep. Lunged forward, pushing against the security guards with so much force that they had to double up to hold him back. Slim Thug's crew braced themselves, shouting warnings and insults, while Baby's team tried to drag him away to calm him down. The club was on the brink of absolute chaos, but right when it looked like fists were about to fly, a familiar face entered the scene, someone neither man expected to see that night. It was one of Baby's closest friends, someone known for keeping the peace, who stormed in with urgency. "Yo, chill. Both of y'all, you don't even realize what's happening? All getting played, man?" The crowd hushed instantly, curious to hear what this new voice had to say. Baby barked, still fuming. "Played by who? She out here lying on my name, dragging me into this." The friend shook his head, his tone serious. "Nah, think about it. Keisha dropping all this right now while y'all standing in the same room going at each other? It's no accident. She baiting y'all. She knows the blog's gonna eat it up. She wants y'all to fight so she stays relevant. And y'all falling for it?" The realization sent a ripple through the room. Some fans nodded, whispering that it made sense. Others shook, their heads insisting the receipts were too specific to be fake. But one thing was clear. The drama wasn't just about Slim Thug or Lil Baby anymore. It was about being played on the grandest scale. Baby's breathing was heavy, his chest rising and falling as he tried to process what his friend had just said. Slim Thug's expression hardened, his pride still smarting from being exposed. But there was a flicker of doubt in his eyes too. "So what you saying?" Slim Thug asked, his voice quiet but firm. The friend looked at both men. "I'm saying, if y'all keep letting her pull the strings, you both lose. Your names, your careers, everything you worked for, it all turns into her storyline. And the fans, they're gonna eat it up while your legacies burn." The weight of the words hung in the air. The club wasn't just buzzing anymore, it was holding its breath. To rap giants, 2 reputations on the line, and 1 messy live stream, fueling the fire. Slim Thug finally spoke, his voice steady but laced with bitterness. "So what? You think I'm supposed to let her run her mouth and not defend myself?" Baby shot back, his anger still simmering. "Nah, but I'm not letting her drag me down either. If she thinks she can clown me, she got another thing coming." Friend raised his hands, trying to calm them, then stop fighting each other and figure out how to shut her down. "It's the only way you walk out of this without both of y'all looking like fools." But before either of them could respond, Keisha's live took an even darker turn. She leaned close to the camera, her tone dripping with malice. "Y'all don't even know the half of it. There's more. More. And if they keep acting like they too good for me, I'll make sure everybody finds out. Receipts don't lie." And just like that, the stakes doubled. The crowd inside the club roared in disbelief. People were screaming, phones flying in the air as notifications blew up timelines. The battle wasn't just about pride anymore, it was about survival. The energy in the club had shifted from chaotic to electric. Like everyone was standing on the edge of a cliff waiting to see who would fall first. Keisha's live stream kept blasting through people's phones, her smirk growing wider as the comments exploded with fire emojis, accusations, and demands for her to drop the full receipts. Fans were screaming in real life, repeating what they were hearing through the live like messengers carrying bad news. She said she got videos. She said she got proof on both of them. One fan shouted, almost gleeful at the drama unfolding. Slim Thug's composure cracked further. His voice dropped low, almost a growl. "She bluffing. She don't got nothing real. Just some old messages and fake screenshots. That's all?" But his eyes betrayed him, flicking back and forth with an unease that fans immediately picked up on. Lil Baby stepped closer, Security still blocking him, but not daring to look away from Slim Thug. Nah, if she bluffing, you wouldn't be sweating right now. You know she got something, and if she do, it's not just your rep that's cooked, it's mine too. And I ain't going down for your mess, Slim Thug snarled. Man, you acting like you so clean, like you never messed with nobody who could turn on you. What makes you think she ain't talking about you for real? The crowd gasped. It was a dagger of truth, or at least the suggestion of it. And Baby's face hardened like stone. So you admitting she telling the truth about you? Baby shot back. Slim Thug snapped, pointing a finger in his face. Nah, I'm saying you better be careful before your skeletons get dragged out. Don't act untouchable. We all know this game. The crowd was losing their minds. The back and forth felt less like a rap beef and more like a televised family feud, where secrets were being exposed in real time. A fan screamed. They both. Guilty. While others yelled, nah, baby, don't play like that. Every shout, every gasp made the tension grow heavier. Then Keisha's voice boomed from someone's phone in the middle of the room. Should I show the videos now, or should I let them sweat? The crowd erupted. Chants of drop it filled the air like the audience of a live taping urging a host to deliver the knockout punch. Baby looked like he was about to explode. His fists balled tight while Slim Thug slammed a hand against the VIP table, sending drinks flying. She not about to clown me, Slim Thug barked. She thinks she got power 'cause she got a phone? Nah, I'll handle this myself. He pulled out his phone, furiously typing as if he was ready to go live himself to defend his name. Baby scoffed. You really think going live gonna save you? Man, that's just gonna make it worse. She baiting you and you falling for it. But Slim Thug wasn't listening. He started his own live stream, the camera pointing at his furious face. Don't believe none of that mess y'all seeing. Shorty lying on me 'cause she bitter. I ain't never had to beg no woman for nothing. She trying to use my name, and now she trying to use his too. It's all cap. Fans online immediately split into teams. Spluck commented, Slim Thug trying too hard, he guilty, while others wrote, he right though, these girls always clout chasing. Meanwhile, Baby paced back and forth, visibly torn between staying quiet or jumping on the defensive. Himself, one of Baby's boys leaned in and whispered loud enough for fans nearby. To hear, bro, don't. Let him crash out on his own. She'll want you to react. Don't give her that. Abba Baby wasn't having it. Nah, 'cause if I stay quiet, people gonna think I'm hiding something. I can't let her put me in this. I worked too hard for that. He yanked his phone out and typed furiously, his fingers moving fast as his face twisted with fury. Within seconds, he fired off a tweet that lit the internet on fire. Don't put me in no lies. I stand on everything I do. Keep my name out your mouth before you regret it. The club went into meltdown. Fans screamed as they saw the tweet pop up on their notifications in real time. Some shouted, baby coming for her, while others laughed. This man really tweeting in the middle of a fight. Keisha, watching the chaos from her hotel room, laughed on her live. Oh, so now he wanna threaten me? Cute. Maybe it's time I show y'all a little preview. Just like that, she leaned over, grabbed another phone, and flipped the camera to what looked like a video thumbnail. She didn't play it all the way, but just the image and unmistakable silhouette of Slim Thug with a woman who wasn't exactly hard to recognize in certain circles was enough to set the internet ablaze. Oh my God, that's him. Someone screamed in the club. She really got him on tape. Slim Thug's face went red, his anger boiling over. She crossed the line. She lying, man? She editing stuff. Baby's voice cut through, sharp as ever. Nah, she ain't editing nothing. That's you. Plain as day. And now I'm stuck in the crossfire. This is exactly what I was talking about. Slim Thug turned on him, eyes blazing. You think you're safe? You think she ain't got you lined up too? She playing both of us, fool? For a second, the two men stood there, both furious, both feeling betrayed, but also both realizing they were trapped in the same storm. The irony wasn't lost on the crowd, two rivals now forced to face the fact that their real enemy might not be each other. But the woman holding the phone and the world watching through their screens, a fan yelled, "Out, y'all better team up or she gonna ruin both of y'all." The suggestion lingered in the air like smoke. Could two men who just spent the last hour tearing each other apart really unite against a common enemy? Baby shook his head, muttering, "Nah, I can't trust him, not after all this." But Slim Thug surprisingly softened just slightly. His voice was low but heavy with the weight of reality. "You don't gotta trust me. Just trust the fact that if we don't do something, she's gonna drag both of us till there's nothing left. You think the fans gonna care who telling the truth? They just want drama. And she's serving it on a platter." The crowd murmured, realizing Slim Thug might have a point. Even Baby paused, chewing on his bottom lip as he weighed the truth. In the words, before he could respond, Keisha delivered yet another twist. On her live, she leaned back with a smile and said, "This ain't even about money anymore. It's about power, and I got it. Y'all think you untouchable? But I run this now. One more wrong word and I'll post everything. Let's see how. Your fans like you then." The threat echoed like thunder. Slim Thug punched the VIP table so hard that glasses shattered, making fans jump. Baby finally shook his head, muttering, "This girl done lost her mind. She thinks she can play me. Nah, we shutting this down." The crowd erupted into cheers, sensing that the two men, once enemies, might finally put their pride aside to fight back against a bigger threat. But how? And at what cost? Because if Keisha really had what she claimed, the next move could destroy one of them or both. The club was vibrating with a different kind of energy now. Not just the bass from the speakers or the shouting fans, it was the kind of tension that came when enemies realized they might have to stand shoulder to shoulder just to survive. Lil Baby stood frozen, his jaw clenched, while Slim Thug paced like a caged lion, fury dripping from every movement. The crowd could feel it, the shift in the air. Whispers shot across the room like sparks. Are they really about to team up? Nah, no way. Too much pride. But if they don't, she'll go and end them both. Keisha's live was still running, her voice taunting from phone screens all around. Look at them. Acting tough in a club, but shaking behind the scenes. I told y'all, I run this. All it takes is one click and both their little empires crumble. Baby's eyes flicked to Slim Thug. We can't let her keep talking like that. But I still don't trust you. I know how messy you've been moving. Slim Thug stopped pacing, glaring right back. Trust me or don't. I don't care if I ain't letting her paint me like no clown. I'll go down swinging if I have to. The question is, you willing to go down with me or you gonna help me shut her up before it's too late? The crowd was hanging on every word. One girl whispered to her friend, "It's like watching two villains realize the real villain is outside the room." Another fan shouted, "Y'all better fight back. Don't let her win." Baby let out a long breath, his chest heaving. Fine, but this ain't about no friendship. This is about survival. Once she's out the picture, we go back to how it was. Slim Thug smirked, though his eyes still burned with tension. Deal, security, who had been bracing themselves for fists to fly all night, exchanged looks of disbelief. Instead of swinging, the rappers were making an uneasy truce. But Keisha wasn't done. On her live, she leaned closer to the camera, her tone shifting from smug to deadly serious. I hope y'all enjoying the show, because if they think they can team up against me, I'll just expose them both together. Imagine the headlines: Slim Thug the sugar daddy and Lil Baby the hypocrite. Oh, the world gone, eat that up. The chat exploded with laughing emojis and fire symbols, fans egging her on. Baby's phone buzzed in his hand. A DM notification popped up, and when he opened it, his eyes widened. He spun the screen around to show Slim Thug. She sent me a message. She's demanding money, a lot of money. Says if we don't pay, she drops everything. Gasps rippled through the club. Fans screamed extortion. Others shouted, "She's smart." She playing them? Slim Thug cursed under his breath. So it was about money after all. I knew it. She don't care about no truth. She just want a bag. Baby shook his head. Nah, it's deeper than that. She don't want control. Money, just the start. Does she think? She untouchable cause she got dirt on both of us. So what you suggesting? Slim Thug asked. Baby looked him dead in the eye. We don't give her a dime. If we pay once, she'll own us forever. We flip the script. We expose her before she exposes us. The idea sent the crowd into a frenzy. Fans screamed approval while others warned. That's risky. Slim Thug paused, weighing the gamble. You think we can outsmart her? She already? Got the fans eating out her hand. Baby's reply was sharp. Then we give them a new story, one that makes her look like the liar she is. Before they could plan further, Keisha dropped another bomb on her live. Since they want to act bold, maybe I should show y'all the messages from Baby himself. Oh yeah, don't look so shocked. He know what I'm talking about. The club froze. All eyes snapped to Baby, who shook his head violently. Nah, she lying. She ain't got nothing on me. Was she bluffing? But the panic in his voice betrayed him. Slim Thug smirked bitterly. Funny, you sound just like me 30 minutes ago. Baby snapped, don't get cute. This ain't a game. Keisha giggled on live, dragging out the suspense. I show them. Y'all want the proof? The chat exploded with yes, 1,000 times over. Fans in the club screamed, drop it. Some even chanted, turning the confrontation into something that felt like a stadium crowd waiting for the final play. But before she could reveal anything else, her leave abruptly cut off. The screen went black. Chaos erupted in the club. People screamed, what happened? Others frantically refreshed their feeds. She got cut off. Someone shouted. Instagram banned her live. The news spread like wildfire. And for the first time that night, Baby and Slim Thug looked relieved. Slim Thug laughed bitterly. Guess she flew too close to the sun. Baby shook his head, still wary. Nah, don't get comfortable. Be back. She got too much ammo to disappear. This was just round one. The fans groaned, half disappointed, half desperate for the next chapter. One girl yelled, this story bigger than love and hip-hop. Another shouted, she gonna come. Back harder. Watch. Slim Thug turned to Baby, lowering his voice. And we gotta get ahead of it. Before she comes back, we gotta control the narrative. She beats us to it, it's over. Baby nodded slowly, the weight of the situation finally sinking in. Then we move now. Before tomorrow, before the blogs, we leak our side first. Even if we gotta lie, at least we control what people believe. It was the unlikeliest alliance to rivals standing side by side, plotting a strategy not against each other, but against the woman who had nearly destroyed them both in a single night. The crowd buzzed with disbelief. Phones still recording, as fans shouted wild theories about what would happen next. Some believed Keisha would come back stronger. Others believed Slim Thug and Baby would crumble before they even launched. Their counterattack. One thing was certain. This wasn't over. It was just beginning. And as the night ended with both rappers storming out separately, their uneasy truce hanging by a thread, fans were left with more questions than answers. What did Keisha really have? Would Slim Thug and Baby actually stick to their plan, or would their egos tear them apart before they could fight back? And most importantly, how much uglier was this going to get when the sun came up? Because one thing was clear, the storm wasn't over, was only gathering strength. What a night and what a mess. The tension between Lil Baby and Slim Thug started as a confrontation in the middle of a packed club. But it turned into something way bigger: allegations, live streams, fans in shock. Keisha, holding the entire rap game in her hands like a puppet master. The receipts, the videos, the threat set all left everyone gasping. And the craziest part is that nothing has really been resolved. Slim Thug and Baby may have called a fragile truce, but with egos that big and secrets that dangerous, how long? Can that really last? Will they really team up to silence Keisha? Or will they turn on each other again the second things don't go their way? And what about Keisha? Her live might have been cut off, but she isn't done. If her threats are real, she's still sitting on evidence that could shake everything. Will she come back even louder? Or did Baby and Slim Thug manage to scare her enough to step back? Fans are torn. Some think she's bluffing. Others swear she's got the proof. The rap world feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for the next move. Reputations, careers, and friendships could crumble depending on what happens next. And let's be real, this story is far from over. So now we want to hear from you. Do you think Lil Baby and Slim Thug can actually work together to stop Keisha? Or is their alliance doomed to fail before it even starts? Do you believe the receipts she's flashing? Or do you think this is just another cloud-chasing stunt that got out of hand? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we know y'all got opinions? Make sure you hit that like button if you're living for this drama. Subscribe so you don't miss the next twist in this wild saga. And turn on notifications, because the next chapter is coming sooner than you think. This story is only heating up, and you don't want to be left out when the next bomb drops.